Hey guys, today we're talking about the 5 most practical uses of velocity. So sit back and learn about them, and hopefully you'll learn how to apply them as well and implement them. Practical use number one, creating a force velocity profile. So what you've learned by now from Brian Mann and plus a lot of things that I've written about is that there's different qualities of strength. And those qualities are all very important to being a great athlete. There are starting strength, there is speed strength, strength speed, accelerative strength, and then there's of course, absolute strength. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start, very low, somewhere around 20%. So you're getting your starting strength, and then you're gonna work your way up. And so you'll go from 20% to somewhere around 40 or 45%. So now you're in speed strength. And then from there, I would jump to 50, 60, and then I would start going up by fives. Here's an example of what I would do: 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, then 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and 90. As you can see, I use a scale from 1 to 3, with 3 being awesome, 2 being average, and 1 being a below average. And so when I see a 1, that's what I'm going to focus on. So you can see it at 0.95, at 40%, which was 90 kilograms for this athlete. They were at 0.95 meters per second, which was a little bit below average. It's a 1. So for that athlete, I'm going to actually target it. Velocity-based training practical use number 2, daily readiness, which if you've been following this series, you already know about this one. But goals: we're going to avoid misses, reduce fatigue, and lower risk of injury. So, when RMs are going to vary daily, somewhere between 2 to 6% up or down. However, sometimes it can be as much as 15 to 18%. But we want to know if that's the case, then we're going to, lower the daily volume and load or load, because we want our PRs to look like this. We're weightlifters, and if you're football players, you don't want to set a PR where you're actually straining or, for heaven's sakes, missing, because at that point, when you're missing, you're at risk of injury, and that's not what you're after. So here's an example of 85% lift that's going to tell us if Matt is or is not ready for the day. He's at 0.45, which is exactly what we're looking for. And here's an example. You got Matt at 0.45, Chevy at 0.59 when he's at 85%, Ryan, and on down. And so if they're at 5%, it's not a big deal. We're going to lower things a little bit. At 10% below, we're going to do some bodybuilding and take it to the house. If we're 5% above normal, though, like if Matt were to have done that at 0.5 meters per second, it might be a good day to, really, it's not volume as much as we might up the intensity and go a little bit heavier. So number 3, ensure daily intent. Compensatory acceleration, as fast as you can go. Dr. Fred Hatfield is the one who coined this. Louis Simmons made it famous. And so there's a big difference in doing, like, say, a 75% lift in just completing it versus pushing it as fast as you can. So by using velocity, we can ensure that the athlete has a number to shoot for. So, here's JC doing 210 kilos, and he could probably do 210 kilos easily at 0.45, and it's an easy day at the office. But when I'm asking him to shoot for that 0.6, now 210 kilos becomes a whole different ballgame. So, and why? Because we want to recruit motor unit recruitment, and we want to increase the rate of force development, which for athletes is huge. Weightlifters, it's everything. It's how quickly can you generate that maximum force. And of course, motor unit recruitment, if you're a powerlifter, that's everything. Because the more motor units I can recruit, the stronger we're going to be. So number 4, progressing safely. We're not powerlifters. Here's Ryan Grimsley, my top weightlifter. There's when he did 180 at 0.44, allowing me to know that we are ready. Here's when he did 200 kilos at 0.39, which was a PR, but was it? And so it let me know that we were ready to do this 182, 400-pound lift at the 75 kilo class. Now, number 5, specific hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is not created equal. We're after type 2 fibers. So 10 to 20% velocity loss is what we're after. Velocity loss tells you the type of hypertrophy. That was about 10% velocity loss. This is around 45% velocity loss, which is, if you're a power lifter or even a bodybuilder especially, that's great. Bodybuilders can go anywhere to 50 to 60% when they're going to failure, and that's great because they're just after maximum hypertrophy, maximum muscular growth. We're after the specific hypertrophy. We want the fast twitch fibers. We're not looking for a lot of slow twitch. So recommendations: high velocity sports, 10 to 20%. Bodybuilding, 40 to 55% velocity loss. Powerlifting, 10 to 45% velocity loss. So closer you get to failure, the more hypertrophy. So.